Good morning, Academy 55. David Corn here on Wednesday, the 7th of May. It's a little bit early. I advertise these things at 8 o'clock. It's 5 to 8 now in the morning here in the UK. And we have entered into, on the 5-minute time frame, on the EUR USD. As you can see here, we are in the sell zone. So we're going to go back to the minute time frame, put our indicators back on. And this is where we would be in this scenario if there was a sell to take place. Of course, price has to come down here to swallow that parabolic SAR up anyway to be above price. And of course, that all important sell alert. But we're above the purple line. So there is a natural buy bias going on. But we could have a small retracement. And if we do, hopefully it'll be enough for us to get a trade. So it'll be prudent for us now to put our MT4 on. Make sure you've got that all important 1%. And you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple. And I like to turn this button in purple so I can close all trades. There's other ways you can do that, but it's just nice and simple. And you've paid for this bit of kit, so you might as well use it. So I like to make sure I'm 2.2 pips away. So you write in 22 there, and then that means you're 2.2 pips away from anything. Of course, it could end up more than that. But that's the minimum. So this is the scenario. We can't, the next alert we do get will be a sell alert anyway. So we can only activate on a sell at the moment. So it'll be a retracement. I'll wait till 8 o'clock if nothing else happens, and I'll go up a few time frames and see if I can find out or have an idea of what's happening on the bigger picture. Took a trade yesterday afternoon on the US 100. Until the volume kicked in after 2:30 UK time. That's when the New York Stock Exchange opens. So the volume usually increases by about 2 or 3 times from what it was before 2:30, usually. But then I noticed after I took the trade on the US 100, it sort of went sideways for the rest of the shift, really, for a good 3 or 4 hours. I didn't watch it after that. I mean, this is the thing. Once I've done my trade, I don't watch what goes on. But if you're wanting to gain experience, what price does and stuff, it might be prudent to do so. Right, so price is coming down. All right, okay. Like I say, it's got to be all the way down there before the shift that parasol from below up there, and then it might all happen all at once. London's open now. Bit of volume might have kicked into the market. So while we're at this stage, I'm not going to be doing any bigger timeline sort of things at the moment. Not going to look at it from higher time frames at the moment because we are so close that maybe we may get a small retracement trade in. Maybe could happen in within literally a minute. Could all change. Like I said before, make sure you got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, all important 1%. Don't risk any more than 1% per trade. But I'll be governed by if this price does come down here, that's where I'll put my stop loss, where the red wave meets green waves meets the red. But I'll also be governed by this trend line. Make sure the trend line's red before getting into the trade. And that could very well increase that 2.2 pips to maybe even 4 or 5 or even 6 pips, maybe. But it's crucial to have that confirmation. So we're at a junction now where things could go in for a sell, or are we seeing more of this? All right, we've got the flip now. Power saw flipped up there. And the waves have started to turn red. But like I said, I'll be governed by all these going red as well. Down here is some, oh no, bounce. Concentrate. Right, okay, so this is where I want to put the stop loss. A little bit higher there, just a bit over there. I'm going to wait for it to break that bit there. Yeah, I'm in the trade now. So there we are. Parallel saw flipped quite high up. So hopefully that means a bigger volume taking place for the sell. But things can change from minute to minute. But at the end of the day, we are facing a 1% loss or a 2% gain. No big deal. And I did that because price went into, hang on, we'll go. Price went into the sell zone, as you can see. So therefore we know we got a 75% chance. Hang on. Oh no, that's not the real, because let's have a look. We are actually 3.8 pips away. So this is more like it here, 3.8 there. Takes my 2 to 1 down to that about right? Yeah, that's about right. And that leaves me a bit concerned. Well, not concerned, but there is a low point there before price reacted on the upside. So that is a fairly important level. But we got imbalance down here on this candle here, although it's only a minute. Let's see what's doing on the 5 minute. And we got a nice bit of imbalance down here. So, and also here. So maybe, hopefully, we will have a decent trade. Well, price might wish to redress that imbalance to equalize out. But timing, do they want to do it now or will they do it later? All depends on what they think about the dollar is going to be doing. We don't know. We just follow the breadcrumbs, the fingerprints, and the footprints of what the market is doing. And now, if you notice, I'm equal distance with that area there. So that's obviously a pretty important area. Reacted off this line here. See, 1.1363 doesn't mean anything to us, but it's obviously it's rebounding off that area there. Will it come back down again and give us a decent trade down to this area down here? Or will it take us out? And if it takes us out, it's a 1% loss, which is no big deal. The market's borrowing that until such time as I decide to retrade, maybe this afternoon. Because here's the thing, if it does take me out 1%, obviously the market is at this moment in time isn't playing in my favor. So what makes me think if I have an opportunity to get back in within the next hour, that I'm going to change how the market is reacting. So it's a lot better to come back, reassess at a later time in the day. For me, anyway, this is the way I think, and act accordingly. I mean, we may, now we've reached that level down there, we may see this go along and continue on for its buy. Or I'm hoping that we go down, reach these levels down here that it went to earlier on at that'll be 10 past 7. Go down and revisit those areas. If it does that, then I've got my 2%. One would think that it would make sense. Well, sorry, that's not the right word, but it would be conducive to do that because of all this imbalance down here to redress the balance on the 5 minute time frame. But like I said, it all depends what. There's no red flag news coming up right away. So how quickly do they want to equalize the market? That's the one thing that's eluding us. The one thing that there's no indicator to sort of tell us that. timing wise. So I'm just hoping there's going to be a reason for the price to go and revisit these areas it did earlier on. But like I say, if it does take me out 1%, so be it. No big deal. Because I keep banging on about the fact that we've got a very small monthly target, 10%. I'm already at 5%, and it's only the 7th of May. No reason to push things at all. You've got to ease into this trading, nice and easy, sort of relaxed attitude toward it, not to think, oh, I really need this trade to work to pay off my mortgage. No, that's not the way you want to be thinking. You want to be very logical about these things, practical about these things. Like I said, if it does come out to take off that, take us out, what makes you think that you can do another trade when one arises within this particular hour and it's going to work for you? It's much better to go away, reassess the situation if you can today. If not, because of work commitments or whatever, don't rush things. Come back tomorrow. I mean, because like I said, we've got a 10% target for the month. And 10% on £100,000 account, sorry, $100,000 account, by the time they take 80%, let's do the maths, 9,200 dollars, which would give you about 8.5 grand in UK money. That's a pretty nice monthly wage you've given yourself there. Definitely over the average wage. All for being nice and relaxed and not stressing. Like I said, I advocate walking away now, putting a cup of tea on, because you can't really change things now in the trade. So either a 1% loss or a 2% gain. Whatever you fret about it, market ain't going to listen. It's going to do exactly what it wants to do. Now it's going sideways, which happens 80% of the time anyway. I've got to look at the trade because I'm contractually obliged to do so with you guys for training purposes. But me, I would be going having breakfast, I suppose. Yeah, we're going sort of going sideways. Making our mind up what to do. Let's go on the take the indicator off. Go on the 5 minute. Got some imbalance down there, which is good for us. But even if it comes into tap into it, which is down there, imbalance down there, could tap in down there, or it could continue. There's a little bit of imbalance there. Has it done that? Let's have a look. Horizontal ray. This is the top of that imbalance. Ah, yeah, look, it's just wicked it out, but remove that. Right. Okay, so what's going on now then? Buyers came in, and then the sellers said, no, no, we want to continue on down. Buyers sort of tried to have a little cheeky move. And immediately the sellers got onto it and said, no, we're still going on down. But this line here is an important area, obviously. This is a marker area because it hit there and it's hit there, there, 3 times within the last hour, really. So we know this area here, the numbers mean nothing to us, but it means that. So maybe if we break this area, we've got the nod to at least go down to the next area, which is there. Hopefully. But like I say, whatever we think now, don't make a hill of beans, doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Because we're facing a 1% loss or a 2% gain for what we've done. And with the thanks of the Academy 55 indicators, it showed me the way to get in. I mean, really, I could have maybe half a pip. I could have been like 3.2 pips away, but now it's broke that line, as you see, and now hopefully we'll have the volume to go to get our 2%. Because we're very close to that line. This line here, this is obviously a very important area where price reacted. So just in case of commissions wise, I'm going to get ready to close the trade if it gets very, very close to this line, because it might just do the same and carry it up. And it would be a shame to get all the way down there nearly and it goes up again, but it's shooting up again. So maybe maybe this, if you notice, it's tiny slight higher highs, tiny. That's a higher high than that one. Maybe that's a higher high than that one. So maybe that's the line has shifted up a little bit. Don't know. But like I say, it makes no difference to us in our situation. But it's interesting to point out, so you can, in your own mind, experience that and just look at what's gone on historically before. I've had trades where price has done that, come down to there, and then took me out. It's not over till the fat lady sings. Sorry, not allowed to say that now to the big boned persons. Sorry. But and some of you may have even got in a little bit more tardier than I did, and so therefore that looks like that could be nearly 2% already. Let's just Go on the minute. Put the indicators back on. Everybody's reaction time is a bit different. Like I say, I've got 3.8, but just imagine you was right on the ball and you got in at 3, your 2% would be, yeah, but just that 0.8 of a percent, you would have got just about your 2% already. But that wasn't me. I got in a little bit later, 3.8. So my 2% is down there. And now we're going sideways, as you can see. So if that was you and got in a bit earlier than me, congratulations. Hopefully this is just a watching brief for you now. Me, I'm pretending I'm not here. I'm making a cup of tea. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I made my decision, got in what I thought was just about right for me. And now I'll come back and check later on to see if I won or lost. And if I lost, I'll come back later on today if I can. If not, come back tomorrow because we've only got a 10% target for the month. It's stressing about it. No point stressing about it. Yeah, we're going sideways. Like I say, we've got imbalances. As I pointed out, we've got imbalances down this area down here for them to redress the market, equalize the market. But when are they going to do that? What's the dollar doing? Did Trump come out and say something really good about the dollar? Which then would we definitely get our 2%? Or did he say something, or analysts said something bad about the dollar, and then that would shoot the see if the dollar's good, the euro's bad, and if the euro's bad, sorry, if the dollar's bad, the euro's good. I'm going to throw the chat open just for a little while, seeing as we're so if anybody's got anything to say about this trade or anything else they've seen the last nearly half an hour now, text it down, and if I can, I will answer it for you. It's not surprising we're not seeing really big moves. I mean, Trump again yesterday tried to make Canada the 51st state. It's better into a bit of a farce, all this. So with all our people in the world and stuff, it's obviously got to make big investors nervy. They don't know nobody knows what's going on really. Well, except the people in power, and it's obviously top secret, all this stuff. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll shut up now. I will just watch it play out. And as a question comes up, I'll open the mic back up and I will attempt to answer the question if it is a question. Talk to you later. Like I said, I'm going to hold my close all button. Oh, we got a bit lower there. I missed that little bit. If I was quick enough, I would have taken it on that dip there because it's very close. It's so close to these. Obviously, these are important areas for price to react. So have they got enough volume to smash past that, or are they going to react now? We just don't know really. So I'm at 1.5%. Do you know what? After all I'm seeing here, I think I'm going to take it there. There we go. I've taken it there. It may continue on a little bit more, but because these lines were price reacted, price reacted a little bit, and then we're down to this line again. I ain't pushing it anymore, so it may, like I say, it may indeed come down to fill out these imbalances. But I was so near my 2.8, I think I was 1.8%. Yeah, there we go. I was about 1.8, and I would have got my 2% anyway, so I'm happy with that. Doesn't seem to be any questions arising. Nobody, I can't hear any cork, champagne um, corks flying. Bit early in the morning for that, isn't it? Anyway, so all I've got to do is now is say, have a great rest of the day, guys, and we'll come back tomorrow. So that makes it 7% already for the month, and it's only the 7th day of May. Doesn't always work like that, so I'm reveling in that. So that's pretty good so far. But don't get overexcited about these things because trading isn't like that. And you treat your highs. The trick to trading is treat your highs just as um, try and treat them the same as you treat your lows, just medium, you know. There we go. That would have got my 2% easy, but I'm happy with my 1.8 because of this line down here. I was thinking it was react. So anyway, with that being said, guys, thanks very much for your time today. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll call that early, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.